Have you ever wondered why B-flat whistles are so popular? Today we're going to take a look at why you might want to consider a B-flat whistle, why they're popular, and how they differ from a regular D. Now, when people first start with tin whistle, it's pretty common to start with a C whistle. And this is because if you look into anything music related, a lot of instruments are in the key of C. Certainly a piano, all the easiest music you can play is generally in the key of C. So if you look online, you might come across a C whistle. You'll soon find out that C whistles aren't that much use in the tin whistle world, so if you want to play Irish music or folk music, or follow along with any of the free online tutorials, you'll need a D whistle. And that is usually everybody's second purchase, if they didn't make it their first time round. But B flat is the next most common key of whistle. One of the reasons B-flat whistles are pretty popular is that it's actually a lower pitched whistle, yet it's still really easy to play. As you can see, it's pretty small in comparison to the B-flat, but there's not too much of a difference in the size of the ball or the finger hole spacing. So in general, the transition from a D to a B-flat is pretty straightforward. It's a bigger jump than from the D to C whistles, so it sounds much mellower, much softer and warmer, and people really like the sound of a B-flat whistle. You don't need to use the piper's grip, and you can still use your finger pads to cover the holes of a B-flat whistle. This makes a B-flat whistle not only sound much deeper because there are more steps between the D and, say for example, a C, but it's also easy to play because you don't have anything new to learn based on your finger spacing or the hold of the whistle. It's almost the entryway or the gateway into the low whistle world that people don't really know exists when they first start out. So a B-flat whistle is usually a pretty affordable and effective way to go a little bit lower from your regular D. Usually when people start out on tin whistle, they're often playing one of the more affordable brands of tin whistle, for example generation whistles, and generation whistles actually make a B-flat. Now these B-flat whistles back in the day when generation were in their prime were one of the most beautiful sounding whistles, and they've always been affordable. So for anybody looking to experiment right at the start, they can usually pick up a pretty affordable B-flat whistle from generation. Unfortunately, if you want a good quality generation whistle, you are going to have to hunt for a really old one because these days they're sort of factory made and they don't have the same quality that they had when they were first out there. Luckily, a whole range of whistle makers these days make B-flat whistles in a more professional level whistle without huge price tags. Sopros is a perfect example of this. I have a high D and of course a B-flat, and these came to me from bigwhistle.co.uk. If you don't know anything about Big Whistle, I do have more information in the description down below. It's a UK-based tin whistle store that sells whistles from all over the world. It's really great if you're UK-based because then you don't have any issues with extended postage times, import fees, etc. And these whistles not only sound beautiful, deep, mellow and gorgeous, but you know they are definitely going to have the quality that you need, rather than potentially being hit or miss if you chance your luck on a modern generation B-flat. Another reason that people pick up a B-flat whistle is because it has a different range of keys available to the D whistle. Now a D whistle can actually play in the keys of D, G and A major and E minor, whereas the B-flat whistle can play in the keys of B-flat major, E-flat major and F major, and C minor. These are all very different to the keys that you can play on a D whistle. This can be useful if you're playing tunes with other musicians or if you're playing with singers, and of course, if you're playing certain types of music. For example, if you're interested to play any bagpipe music, most bagpipe music is going to be in the key of B-flat, so you will need a B-flat whistle to play that genre and style of music. Because of all these different keys and scales available, the B-flat gives you a nice little challenge to learn those different finger positions and those different scales. So there are still some challenging elements to it, but it's pretty easy and it's a beautiful jump in sound. You might also find that pets, cats, dogs, whatever you have, might actually prefer the sound of a lower whistle, and a B-flat whistle is an affordable and easy way to make that step towards lower whistles, which are much more pet friendly. So let's hear the difference between a D and a B-flat. So as you can hear, the B-flat whistle does have that gorgeous, more mellow, deeper tone, and a lot of folks really, really love that, especially when they've started out on a high D. So if you don't have a B-flat whistle yet, you may want to consider it as your next key of tin whistle. It might not be particularly useful in the realm of traditional or Irish music, but depending on what you want to play and depending on what you want to get out of your tin whistle playing, it could be a really great addition to your collection. If you guys have any questions or whistle keys that you'd like me to tackle next, please do leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to support this channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, and of course hitting that bell so you get notifications every time new tutorials come out. And if you'd like to support me any other way, you can do so right here on YouTube using the super thanks button or on my Ko-fi or Patreon pages, where you get loads of cool extras to help you learn tin whistle as well. The details for all of those are in the description down below. Now, the tune that I just played on these Sopros whistles was called the Sleeping Tune. It is a bagpipe tune, so it is originally in the key of B-flat, and I do have a tutorial, so if you'd like to learn it, you can. And I also have reviews on the Sopros whistles if you're interested to find out more about these, plus 2 other little videos I think you guys might enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, happy whistling, and I'll see you folks soon. Bye!